Hey everyone, Chevy Bud Outdoors here, and today I'm going to be setting up and reviewing this budget hot tent I got from Amazon, made by FireHiking. So let's get into it. So first I got to start by clearing a space to set this tent up and get rid of the deep snow out of that area. So we're going to do that now. The footprint's all dug out now, and I'm just about to set it up, but I just want to let you know I haven't opened this thing out of the packaging yet, other than the box it came in. So this is going to be a first time for me setting it up and everything. So I'm going to save you a lot of the misery, and I'm going to fast forward through that. So I'm going to get started opening it up now and getting it set up, and I'll be back with you guys. All right, at first glance, when I take it out of the packaging, it's rolled up and strapped nice. Now I don't know if I'm going to get it back to look like this when I pack it up, but I guess that's what we'll find out tomorrow morning. All right. So when we open it up, I see we got the stove jack, which we have to install ourselves. And it has some Velcro, it looks like, which is good, so that way it's replaceable. And it also looks like I have to cut my own hole for my chimney, which is good, because then I can make a good fit. And it gives me some half-ass instructions, but you know we don't really read instructions, so we're gonna put that to the side for now. Now everything comes in a nice little pouch on its own, which seems nice. So this is the center pole for the teepee, which I'll need to get to in a second. And these are the tent pegs, and because it's also hexagonal teepee, comes with a lot of pegs, which is good. They are aluminum and they feel like they're pretty decent quality. Got some nice paracord on the end, and there is 6 of those, and then a couple smaller, like your standard hook pegs with some ropes and stuff. And so this is the inner half, which you'll see when I finish setting it up. That's got the bug netting and everything. And then this is the actual teepee itself. So this FireHiking hot tent is a 2 to 4 person hot tent with a 1/2 inner of mesh for bug proofing and a stove jack. Now, if you're a full-grown adult of my size, it's probably only going to fit 2 people in it comfortably, but that's all relevant to your size. Now, they boast that it is 6.9 feet tall in the center, and from its 2 furthest points, it's 11.5 feet wide in diameter. It has 2 doors on either side of where the stove jack is, and 2 ventilation holes, one at the bottom and one at the top, which is great for circulation. This product you can find on Amazon for $239.99 Canadian, and I will leave a link for this product in my description. The 1/2 inner of mesh has a footprint, whereas the other half of the tent is floorless, so you can keep your things nice and dry while you sleep and stay away from the bugs. It comes as a khaki color, and it is a hexagonal teepee. It is made of polyester. It is 4-season. It does have the snow flaps at the bottom of it. It offers some ultraviolet light protection, and the item weighs 2.81 kilograms. This product came out May 30th, 2022, and it gets a 4.2 star review out of 96 ratings on Amazon. All right, come on with me. We're gonna check it out. Okay, so it looks like the stove jack gets set up from the outside. So I guess that's what we're gonna do, is set it up from the outside. And this goes like this, so it's gonna go like this on the outside. And I'm gonna go back out, put it in.
gonna get rid of the garbage. Now I gotta move you guys so I can set up this inner liner here. It's going to go right there in that corner, actually. Kind of right where I'm standing. Let's get into her. Okay, so I did originally just buy this just for me when I go camping by myself. But I did tell the girls that we would do a camp out in the backyard in it. Now that I'm in it, I'm starting to realize it's not as big as I thought. We're probably still gonna try it, but I still have to get the wood stove in. All in all, for just me, I actually do like this tent. There's a lot of room. I can kind of stand up if I need to stretch. I don't really know how it's gonna look once the wood stove's in here, so that's the next step. So I flip the camera around and we're gonna get the wood stove up, set up and in. Well, because the doorways are kind of right by where the stove goes, the stove works out good, but I turned it sideways so that we don't walk into it. If you kind of look, I'll show you from the outside so you see. So when you come walking into the tent, the wood stove's right there. So if I had it straight out, then there wouldn't be really any room right here. So I turned it sideways. It's no big deal. Okay, so first impressions up until this point, we've already had a fire going, and I'm just laying out some wool blankets to make a pad for us to sleep on. All right, so first impressions, it's pretty good. We already had a pretty hot fire in there. I don't notice any melting, any burn holes, so that's good. For one person, it's pretty roomy in here. For two people, it's pretty roomy in here. They advertised the tent for a 4-person, considering 2 people will also sleep here, but I doubt I'm gonna have 2 people sleeping here. For the size of the wood stove I got, which you can also watch a video on this wood stove here, this fits in here really nice. Oh, just scooting over. All right, so this is me laying down, except I don't want to get my boots in here. I wish there was a way to strap this bug netting up. One thing that is kind of bothering me is, at first I thought these ties here would be to strap this bug netting to, but that's actually just for when you roll up the doors. If I had one pet peeve that's bothering me right now, it's they should have put some Velcro or something so that you didn't have this drooping bug netting, but that's minor. All in all though, it's got 2 doors. It's got this one here, and it's also got the one that's currently open, and they're actually decent sized doors. They're not a struggle to get in and out of at all. Like I said, the only thing that's bothering me so far is this droopy bug netting, but that might be my fault for setting it up poorly the first time I set it up. But as you can see, I just popped out of the door pretty quick with no issues. Sealing it up is no issue either. Well, maybe it might be with one hand, but you kind of stand in the doorway to do it. And yeah, it's going to be an issue. You kind of have to hold it like this and then zip. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it with one hand. All right, guys. So the wood stove is cranked right now. You can see that the chimney there is just glowing red hot, and it is so hot in here. It is great. This tent is holding the heat pretty good, and that wood stove is putting out the heat pretty good. All right, so this is a nighttime view of the tent. You can see a little bit of soot floating around, and actually my camera's picking it up really bad. Holy smokes. Look at it, you see that?
Is that ashes?
Yeah, my camera's picking that up crazy. Anyways, so this is the inside of the tent with the wood stove burning. Nothing's melted. There's no holes have burnt through. It seems to be holding up pretty strong, even though at one point we had the chimney glowing super hot. Everything's staying tight. We haven't really had any wind tonight, so there's that. But yeah, overall the tent's holding up pretty good. I like it so far. I'll let you guys know by the morning how I feel about it. We're staying dry in this footprint here, and then the other half is just ground. All right,
So the hot tent's holding up good. It's just starting to snow now. Stove's working really good. Only thing is the spark arrestor. I noticed spit out a few spots that burnt. I don't know where it is. It burnt 2 little holes in the material, but I don't think that's the tent's fault. I think that's more the spark arrestor's fault. So I'm gonna look at finding maybe a second way to deter it, because there was one hole there and there was one hole in the door. You probably won't be able to see it. Oh, there it is. Just 2 little holes. All right, so I made it the whole night in the tent, and as you can see, I've counted, where are they? 4 burn holes, unfortunately. But I don't think that's the tent's fault as much as it is maybe the type of wood I was using or the spark arrestor. But aside from those, which I'm gonna patch up, it held up pretty good. Melted all the snow inside. Wood stove burned really good. And it just wasn't so roomy. Oh, look, there she is. Good morning. It just wasn't so roomy because this area wasn't really meant for 3 people, but that's all right. Okay. All right, well, that concludes my test for the night. I spent the whole night in the hot tent, and I did it with my daughters. It was great. It was awesome. Aside from a little bit cramped, it was awesome. I am not disappointed in this tent at all. It ended up with a couple of burn holes, but that's not the tent's fault. I mean, unless you're using like a waxed canvas tent, you're gonna get burn holes. The material does seem pretty thick and pretty durable aside from that. My final thoughts are, it's a decent tent. It's really just meant for me. Normally, I'm not gonna be camping out with my 2 daughters, but when I'm by myself, there's gonna be more than enough room. My only complaint really is the inner mesh. I wish that it had some Velcro to Velcro up the walls to keep it from kind of drooping. But other than that, I don't really have much for complaints on the tent at all. Yeah, it's a pretty solid tent. I don't have too much experience with hot tents at all. This is my first hot tent, but I wanted to try and find a budget hot tent to start out with, which I don't think I mentioned. For what I was looking at online, this is a budget hot tent. I paid $230 for it at the time I bought it. I'm gonna leave a link for it in the description so you can check it out yourself. And yeah, so that's that. I think it's well worth trying out if you're looking to get into it and you don't want to spend too much money on a tent. This is definitely a good one to check out. So I'll catch you guys on the next one and see you later.